And Matt Groves here again with some more live coding for you. It's been, seems like it's been a while. I've had a pretty long week. Been at the All Things Open conference, and it was a lot of great stuff there. I met a lot of great people, but it was a lot of work too. So glad to be back at home and hanging out with you all here at Twitch. Although I know that C# Fritz has got a pretty big deal stream going on today. So we may be a little lower on attendance as normal. So for those of you watching on YouTube, because you skipped the live version for C# Fritz, you're still welcome. Happy to have you here. Okay, let's get on with it. So today we're going to hopefully wrap up the ASP.NET Core microservice stuff that I've been working on the last couple of streams with some help from Calvin Allen and Brent Burnett. They've been great. I think we're almost there. Calvin has sent me some code, shared some code with GitHub that I think will take us to the finish line. We'll find out today. I haven't actually looked at it yet. All right, the theme of this stream, this is sort of the main motto, I guess, of the stream, is that ask your question. Don't think that your question is stupid. It's only stupid if you don't ask it. So ask away, no matter how simple you think the question is or how complicated you think the question is. We're not going to ignore you. We're not going to make fun of you. We're not going to do anything like that. We're going to embrace the questions here. All right. I am part of a team on Twitch, of which I already mentioned C# Fritz. He's probably going on right now, but let me just show you the team page here. Wow, a lot of people on the team streaming right now, and this isn't even C# Fritz, hasn't even started yet. I think it's today. Maybe it's not today. Anyway, yes, Twitch/team/live coders. And you're going to see everybody on this team. They're all live coders. They all do different kinds of development, different kinds of making things, different kinds of tech stuff. But 92 team members strong. And I don't have my jersey on today, but we do have a team jersey as well. So actually, it's right over there in that chair. I'm not going to change live on the stream, but you can always go to this page, twitch/team/livecoders, and chances are someone's going to be coding something interesting in your time zone, your area of interest. Lots of choices here, and these are the people that are live right now. A lot of people. So we're going to revisit this towards the end of the stream, and we'll raid somebody if we have any audience. This stream, I think today I want to keep it a little bit short. Like I said, I'm feeling a little bit fried from my trip this week, and so we'll keep it short, hopefully, and try to get something accomplished. Though I'm also on this list here, Awesome Developers Streaming List. This is basically a text file on GitHub that lists any developer who wants to be listed, basically, who is doing some sort of live coding, live streaming on Twitch, on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever. Doesn't matter where they are. It lists them and lists the kind of stuff they do. It's been updated yesterday, so we're going to do a Control F to see who's up to stuff with data, which is what kind of I focus on in the stream. Databases, backend type stuff, querying, NoSQL, that sort of thing. So I like to do a sweep of this to see if anyone else is doing stuff on databases or data. So let's just go through the list. So Liz Phillips, yep, knew about her already. There's myself, Matt Groves. So there's the kind of stuff I work on here on this stream. A lot of databases, SQL, NoSQL databases, Couchbase, .NET, ASP.NET C#, and so on. I did a gaming stream last night as well. I'm trying to play through the Sierra Online adventure game history chronologically. It's kind of bumpy in the early days, but we're starting to get to the really good stuff. Or at least the stuff that they're really, really famous for. So let's keep going here. Rachel Tapman, yep. Shirley Wu, Ted Young, and Go Maestro Go. And I think that's it. So there's been some new people added, but nobody doing anything with data or databases, at least explicitly. Of course, almost everyone uses a database of some sort. But that's the part I like to really focus on. Okay, so anyway, check this out, github/bnb/awesome developer streams. Check out that list there if you're looking for someone to watch stream. And if you're already watching this on YouTube, you probably already know this, but every video that I record eventually finds its way to YouTube sooner or later. It's not automated, at least not yet, but if you go to bit.ly/GrovesTube, you're going to see a list of all my latest videos, so you can see I kind of exported these out of order, 34 and 35. And this is last night's episode of Sierra Online Forever with Dragon's Keep, which was kind of interesting. Short, but interesting. So, yeah, check those out. But mostly live coding stuff going on here. You can see the whole back catalog of stuff going on, and check those out. And make sure to subscribe if you want to be notified of those, or hit a like button if you like them, or not, whatever. TwitchBot is currently on right here. You can see TwitchBot running locally. Part of the stuff I'm doing with Docker today is with the goal of eventually moving that off my local machine into a Kubernetes cluster running in AKS, possibly. So it'll be running automatically. I don't have to run a little console window like this just to run the chatbot here locally. Okay, and there's lots of commands available. You can check those out in the help there, but one of them is SetCurrentProject, which I'm going to use here in a second. But let's go on to the next item. So it is C# Advent. So you can go to this address here, or just go directly to crosscuttingconcerns.com. And I am a little bit behind in this. I've got some requests that have come in to be added to the C# Advent, and I've been busy this week, so I haven't been able to get to that. C# Advent is a chance for you, if you use C#, you like C#, you want to learn more about C#, to sign up and become a author, a contributor to the C# Advent. And it's really quite simple. You just create some sort of content, blog post, video, whatever. You can host it wherever you want to, your own site, a third-party site, whatever you like. And then every day, we're going to link from December 1st down to December 25th. We're going to link to 2 of those pieces of content. And the idea here is we're all going to lift each other up and lift up the C# community and get a lot of activity going around Christmas time, which is possibly my favorite month out of the year. So that's going to be fun. But we've got plenty of slots left here. I think I have 1 or 2 outstanding that I have not added yet, but there's still plenty of spots left for you to sign up. And you got plenty of time. It's mid-October right now. You have plenty of time to create your content. You do not have to give me a title or any content right up front. Not until the day of I'm not going to even ask you to post it. The day before, maybe I might remind you that, oh, hey, tomorrow is your Advent day, sort of thing. So anyway, go check that out, crosscuttingconcerns.com, or Calvin Allen was nice enough to provide this URL here, csadvent.christmas, if you want to check that out. Okay. This is something new, the Couchbase Survey. That's right, go to bit.ly/Couchbase Survey. I will put that right in the chat room. This is brand new as of today. If you are a Couchbase user of any sort, you're new to Couchbase, you're an old pro at Couchbase, you're considering Couchbase, we want some feedback from you. We've been working hard on a lot of stuff, behind the scenes strategy, and things we want to do with content and the product itself. So we are asking you at this point for some input. And this is a survey here. And just go to that link and fill out the survey. This is not a marketing or sales type of thing. We're not going to use your information to contact you to try to sell you anything. Unless you want us to. If you say in the responses, hey, please contact me, we will. Or if you win a prize, we will contact you. Because that's right, we are giving away prizes at random for people who are participating in this survey. These are some really cool prizes. Let's just take a second to show how cool these prizes are. And I'm always looking for interesting prizes to give away at events and for things like this. So if you have suggestions, please throw them out there in the comments. I would love to hear of those suggestions. But here's the first one. This is a very popular one, the Commodore 64 Mini. We've given this away at several events in the past. It is kind of like the NES Mini, but it's the Commodore 64. It plugs into your TV, comes with a joystick, comes with 64 games loaded. One of those games is BASIC. So that's a pretty cool one. The next one is, I just went and found one of the highest rated quality portable Bluetooth speakers. It is not this big in person. It's actually kind of like, I don't know, can fit like this size right here. And it is also waterproof, so it's great if you want to listen to music like in the shower in the morning like I do, or at the pool or whatever. You can take the speaker with you wherever you want to go. It's Bluetooth. And yeah, so that's another prize. Rocketbook. This is one I've got on my my wish list this year. I want to try this out. It's a reusable notebook, so you write notes in there like so. You can wipe them away with a little cloth like this. But the key is you use your phone, use an app, you scan the QR code, and it's going to take all this content and put it into cloud service like Dropbox or, I don't know, maybe OneDrive, something like that. Google Drive, Dropbox, Evernote, Box, OneNote, Slack, iCloud, and a lot more places where you can just write down notes. If you like to write things in person, draw little diagrams, what have you, it'll put these in automatically. So that's very cool. That's another one of the prizes. And finally, Decrypto. I never played this one, but I really like the box art so much that I thought this would be a cool giveaway. It's a board game that you play with 2 teams, I think at least 2 teams, and you try to pass secret messages to each other without letting the other team intercept those messages. So very cool. I like that there's a little old floppy drive on here and an oscilloscope and all kinds of little jumper cables and stuff like that. So that's a fun one. So those prizes are up for grabs if you want to go and fill out that survey. We're kind of looking for people who are using or at least considering using Couchbase with that. So it's going to be a very Couchbase centric questionnaire. But if that's you, if you're in this channel, chances are it might be you. Go check that out, and you might have a chance to win a prize. Okay, what else? Let's close that one out. What's next on my list here? Okay, so we're going to get into the thing that I'm working on. So let's set up SetCurrentProject here. SetCurrentProject, and I'm going to paste in Calvin's link. Oh, I got an error message. I was unable to store that. Well, that's interesting. Why was it unable to store the message? I might have a bug in my bot. I got some sort of error here. Something's happening. So I have probably way too many buckets in here. And it's probably overloading the memory because this is all running inside Docker. So why don't I reset this machine? Now that I've deleted a bucket here, I'm going to reset, not the machine, but I'm going to reset my Docker image. It's also a beta version, so could be a beta issue for all I know. But this should take care of it. There's only a limited amount of memory that I allow Docker images to have, and so if I get too carried away with buckets in here, it could break something. So you see, you missed it, but it said like the RAM was 200 megabytes and the quota was 100. So something going wrong there. Okay, so it should be fine now. It's also good to know that my error handling is working in my little bot to see that SetCurrentProject shows the message that it wasn't able to store. So let's do it again. SetCurrentProject, and it'll be GitHub, and there we go. Now we got it. So if you ever want to see that, you can just say a bang current project, and it'll show it. Hey-o, it's Coral. What's going on, Coral? You are a founder. Look at that. You get a first badge, 3-month subscriber, and founder. Well, and you're a mod too, so look at you. You got all kinds of stuff going on. Little badges. Oh, dang. Oh, dang is right. You still haven't told me about the whole abstractions conference. I'd like to know how it went and, how many people showed up and how were the sessions and that kind of thing. I'm able to attend this year. I expect a full debriefing, Coral. You can send it to me in Word format if you like. All right, so let's get on with it. So last time, this is true. The sessions were really good. Well, that's good to hear. Yes, it's close enough for me to just drive to. So I kind of want to check it out, but unable to go because of a scheduling conflict there. Pretty sure PanDoc can do that to my notes if you really want to. I love PanDoc. Maybe you introduced it to me, but it is. I write a lot of stuff in ASCII Doctor, and so ASCII Doctor can output to HTML or whatever, but I can use PanDoc to then convert to, as I'm saying, Word. In the past, I've needed to create Word documents for whatever reason, because I'm going to load them into Google Drive or something like that. So PanDoc is pretty amazing. All right, so let's get into it. You're still in org mode junkie? I can export to all the things, PanDoc pipelines included. Yes, I think we talked about org mode in a previous episode, and I don't think I've had a chance to look into it more since then. All right. So what I was doing last time was I was kind of just taking notes as I went of the process as things started to fall into place, with the goal in mind of writing a blog post or a tutorial with the end result here. So I'm not only helping myself with my bot that I'm working on, but I'm also creating some content to share out to the developer community as a whole. So I've kind of taken the next step and turned this into like my standard blog post template. And I've got all the steps here. We're going to follow them, make sure they still work, of course. Just doing some QA on my own stuff. But we're also going to try to add some screenshots this time too. So you get to see a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this off screen so I can follow it while I put the actual, the real action on the main screen here. So here I have Visual Studio. I just updated this to the latest version, which is now 16.3.5. So just in like the last 2 weeks, we've gone up like 4 minor, well, sub minor revisions. What's the third one? 3 of those with Visual Studio. So they are really just shipping like crazy these days, which is so wild compared to the way it used to be. All right, so we're going to do this all over from the beginning. New project, ASP.NET Core web application. I don't think I'm going to take screenshots of this. It's probably pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to call it Hello Microservice. Web application MVP. So that's all fine. Let's take a screenshot of this. And we're going to go cproj and blog, Groves, service Docker images. I don't know what that file name came from. Let's try this again. Oh, by the way, for screenshots, I'm using something called GreenShot to take screenshots. Hopefully that's coming through okay over the stream. GreenShot's my favorite screenshot tool. See if I can show it to you here. About GreenShots. Well, that'll be something. All right, it's just I don't know if this is on any other systems, but it's a Windows tool. Hit the print screen button, and then you get that little grid selection, so you can create screenshots. I used to do it the hard way. I'd hit the print screen, which is on Windows, it screenshots the whole thing. Then I'd paste it into like Irfan view, and then I'd crop it. So I'm sort of skipping a couple steps by using GreenShot. Okay, and this is going to go into cproj. So whoopsie. Let's take another screenshot, because I don't want to show Matthew Groves in there. Yeah, we'll replace that. Okay, create. Okay, and then I'm going to select, web application MVC. Yep, ASP.NET Core 3. Let me just add a note. I'm going to configure for HTTPS and enable Docker support. And do I need a screenshot for this? May as well take one just in case. It's easier to take screenshots now than to do this all over again later. All right, create. Alrighty. So then the next step is to, once we're got the solution and project created, we're going to go to right-click on project and click, maybe, hello. Click add container orchestrator support. Whoa, darn it. What happened? Oh, it's building Docker for me. Okay, that's fine. I don't really need that, but add container orchestrator support. So I want to definitely take a screenshot of this. Okay. By the way, Coral, did you notice if your messages are popping up on the screen here above my head? There was a the last stream I had, it was only my messages showing up for some reason. And we're going to say Docker compose. Okay. Pretty sure they're making it up there. Yep, okay, good. I don't know what was happening last time. There was a Streamlabs OBS update in the meantime, so I don't remember there's a bug or something. All right, Docker support options. So Docker compose. So you know, I'm going to say choose Linux, I guess. Yep. Fine. Note the Docker compose that has been added to your solution. At this point, you can hit Control F5 to run the basic ASP.NET Core application inside of Docker. What is this? 2 matches found on name. Network is ambiguous. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't need that. Is there a Docker network list? Yeah, I don't know what these all are, so I want to start this over again. I mean, literally all over again. So I'm going to. Is there a way to disconnect these? Just remove them? Oh yeah, let's just do prune. Yes. Oh, okay. Didn't need any of those. All right, so now let's start over again. File, new project. ASP.NET Core Web Application. Hello, Microservice. Web Application, ASP.NET Core 3, configure HTTPS, enable Docker support. Bam. Okay. Oh, yeah, we're going to save changes. So at this point, it's going to do some Docker voodoo here, building the image, I think. Okay, and let's go here, and we're going to say add container orchestrator support, Docker compose. Okay, Linux is fine. Away we go. Okay, so now it's creating a network, creating the Hello Microservice, and done. At this point, if I go ahead and hit Control F5, it should just show me, it should show me, the standard ASP.NET Core MVC project out of the box in a browser. And there it is. Easy as that. Okay, so good. All right, now I'm going to go into the Docker Compose file, and we're going to add Couchbase. And so that's inside here. We're going to add a service for Couchbase. And we're going to switch to Couchbase. We're not going to use Brandt's image. I'll switch to that. And there's one other thing I needed to do. Yes, this environment stuff here for Hello Microservice. In fact, let's probably put Couchbase at the top. Okay, and I don't necessarily want to use memory optimized. Okay, this refers to Couchbase service as an environment variable. Yes, okay. Now I want to switch over to that link that Calvin sent me. Called Docker. He called it Docker Playground, and I want to take a look at what he put in there, because this is where it started to break down for me. Was some of the volume stuff. So here we go. Here's what he's got. And he did the same thing. Called a Hello Microservice. And he did a different port number. He also did 6.0.2. But he did add this wait for it here command. I got to figure out what that is. I don't know if that's necessarily important. But let's go ahead and put this here. Oh no, this is what I want. This volume is where I was struggling last time. Yep, so this is going to put in a volume called this, and it maps to this folder inside the Docker image. So the idea here is even after I shut down Docker and the image goes away, when it comes back up, this volume will still be there, and the data that I've put in the database will still be there. Now that is a decision that I'm making to do that. It's perfectly reasonable to make a decision to do it the other way, where you always want the data to be gone completely after you restart every time, which is what Brand's doing with his microservices. Okay, anything else? So this wait for it command, I don't know what that is. Let's check it out. See what he's got going on here. We get this wait for it shell command here, and where does that come from? So I'm pretty sure Calvin didn't write this. I think he pasted it from somewhere. And it may be, so this is the script to see if a given host port are available. So what I think this is trying to do is see if Couchbase is available before it actually starts the application. I think that's what's going on. He may have pulled this from the documentation here. I'm not sure. Not sure where I pulled that from. Okay, I'm not really sure, but anyway, we can, I can certainly add this to the project. So I'm just going to save this. And he put it in, let's see, hello microservice. I think he put it in the root, right? With everything else, with all the other Docker stuff. Yeah. Okay. And over here, go ahead and add, add existing item, just so it shows up in Visual Studio. Not that I intend to make any changes to this script, but I just want to show it here on the screen. So this is going to execute wait for it, and it's going to wait for, I guess, this is going to pass this parameter to that wait for it script. Does it wait for it at the end? Does it run the .NET? Does it run the application? I'm not really sure what this does. And clearly it's not, Visual Studio is not parsing the shell script correctly. But, okay. Oh, I don't have 6.0.3 locally. This actually might be a newer, or no, I do have it locally. Okay. This is the latest supported release of Couchbase Enterprise. There's 6.5 that's currently in beta. But it is not, it's not supported. So, okay. Interesting. So if I go ahead and run this application, it should show up here in the browser. Okay, it does. But then also, since I chose to map it to port 8891, which is not what I'll do in the tutorial. This needs to be HTTP, not HTTPS. Okay. All right, set up new cluster. We're calling this Hello Microservice Couchbase cluster. And we'll do this. This would be a good place to take a screenshot, I think. Some of the other stuff, like the YAML file and stuff, that's not going to be a screenshot. I'm going to actually just paste the YAML code right there in the application inline, so it can be copied and pasted. Right? You can't copy and paste from an image. I need to figure out where this wait for it script comes from. But okay, configure. Yeah, all the defaults are fine, I guess. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to put in a bucket here, because what I want to test is when I shut this all down and spin it back up, is this data still going to be there? So I'm creating a bucket called Matt. And I'm going to put some documents in it once this bucket fully warms up. Any day now, bucket. I think the cluster is still kind of warming up too. Okay, there we go. And we're going to add a document. Just call it foo. The default content is fine. And there we have it. Okay, so I've got a bucket with one document in it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is shut her down. And when I do this, I would expect, just like it was last time, those images to go away, and they have gone away. So the only thing up and running right now is the database for the chatbot for this Twitch channel. All these other databases are just old ones that I have sitting around, and the images that were created for this microservice are gone. Okay, so open up Visual Studio again. And open up Hello Microservice. So I'm going to make some notes here. Although I'm kind of skipping ahead, but I just want to see if this works. Basically, apparently my phone's on vibrate. Alrighty, fire up. Let's see what happens. So it's going through the whole container thing, and hopefully it's going to pick up the same exact volume from last time. So there we go. HTTP localhost, and it was 8891, is what I called it. Hey, looking good, looking promising. There it is. So you did it, Calvin. Works perfectly. Okay, great. Okay, so yes, we're going to. All right, so I'm going to go back to here, and in my notes, I'm just going to put this all in there. Okay, I'm going to leave a note to myself that this should not be 8891, not in my tutorial, but make a note to myself. And then I'm going to explain these settings individually. Okay, I don't understand what the wait for it is, though. What is wait for it? That needs to be something that I clarify with Calvin. I think I know what it does, but it's unclear to me how this, this is, so this is just like a generic script. It'll just test any given endpoint to see if it, see what shows up, like it will respond to requests. So it's nothing to do specifically with Couchbase, it's nothing to do specifically with .NET. It's just a script that's running. But I'm kind of wondering, shouldn't the command also kick off the actual ASP.NET service? Because it doesn't, I don't know where that actually does that. Command name equals wait for it, okay, usage, okay. Like, does this wrap some other script? There's no other script that's running here. Yeah, I don't know about that. I need to figure that out. But anyway, okay, the next step is to, make my application talk to Couchbase, right? And that is where this comes into play. This stuff here, this environment. We've covered this before, but we'll go to add. We're going to add Couchbase Dependency Injection. Couchbase Extensions Dependency Injection by Brant Burnett. I accept. Okay. And then in the startup, services add Couchbase. I'm just going to pull that from the configuration to get the section Couchbase. And I guess I probably need to research this more, but the environment is automatically overriding the configuration sections. But we do need to put some stuff in here. Couchbase, servers, just an array. And this is just going to be foo, doesn't matter because it's going to get overwritten. Username, administrator, password. Those should probably be not hard-coded either. Those should probably be pulled from, we'll eventually probably do this, but pulled from like a Kubernetes secret store or like an Azure Key Vault or what have you. Does not matter for the purposes of what we're doing here, although when we get to Kubernetes it might matter. Okay, and that application stopped. So I can never remember the exact code for that. I always need to copy and paste it. Possibly I should make a snippet for that. But that's what documentation is for, right? To just plagiarize, straight up plagiarize from. So I host application lifetime. Yep. Good. And then this code right here. So this basically says if this service shuts down or when this service shuts down, also shut down the Couchbase cluster connection. We don't want to leave any stuff hanging out there, anything leaking. Okay. Get rid of those. I don't care about those. Okay. And let's go to the actual controller now. And we'll just add iBucket, what was it, iBucket provider. And we'll say bucket equals bucket provider dot get bucket mat. Fine. In the index, bucket dot insert new document. ID is GUID, just some sort of GUID string. That's fine. ID equals ID, and content is just going to be some random content foo equals path dot get random file name bar equals path dot get random file name baz path get random file name. Fine. That's going to insert it, and then we'll just come right back out and get the document out of the database. Get dynamic and then ID. And this is going to just pass that to the view. The view over here is at home index, and it's going to be model dynamic. Sure, we can put it right in here. Document saved to Couchbase by this microservice. And we'll just say model. I think that should probably deserialize it for us. Fingers crossed. Control F5. There it is, foobar and baz. Refresh this a couple times and we'll see a bunch of documents being added. And there we go in Mat, you see those documents. So the default one that I created by hand is still there, but also the random ones that I'll create. So there's 5 there. I'll refresh 5 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now there should be 5 more documents in here for a total of 11 documents, but only limited 10 to page. And there we go. Beautiful. Delete this. Delete my manual one. Okay, and then once again, we're going to shut down Visual. Well, let's just show this first. So this might be something to screenshot, but it's kind of ugly looking. So it might just be something to copy the text of and trim it down to look nicer. Docker command line to verify. Let me show you what I'm typing over here. Verify the images are running. So it'll look something like that. I'll have to clean that up. Close Visual Studio. Notice the images go away when you Docker PS again. All right, so that's what I want to show here. There they are. Close Visual Studio. Still up. And they're gone. Okay. And we open Visual Studio. And we'll open my service again. And this time, I'll just straight up hit Control F5 right away. Still going. Visual Studio. What's going on here? Oh, here we go. So here's my Couchbase. If I log in, the same 10 documents should be there. And once the app catches up here, it didn't save one. Okay, that's interesting. Why didn't it save one? I assume because I put that in the post. I didn't put it in the post. Why didn't it create one? Huh, that's strange. But there we go. So there's 10, but now there's 14. So there we go. It works. It works. All right. Well, I did it. Or I shouldn't say I did it, because I can barely take credit for this. I would say Calvin and Brands pretty much walked me through it. So I appreciate that. But I'll definitely be giving them a shout here in the resources, because what I'm doing is I'm using the stock Couchbase image, which is fine for instructional purposes. But in reality, you're probably not going to want to use a stock Docker image like that. You're going to want to use something like Brand's image or create your own image that has some scripts on it that allow you to pre-populate the data. This is for development purposes, right? Not necessarily for production. For production, we'll probably want to go to Kubernetes, which maybe be the next step in this series of streams. But I am quite happy with this as it is. I've got lots of stuff to go on here. This will be I think a pretty good blog post. I know I learned a lot, and it'll be a great reference for me in the future. That's really why I got into blogging in the first place, is to, you know, when I get it working, write down all the steps that I did to get it working. So that way, 6 months from now when I forget, I can go back and read my post and say, oh yeah, I did this way, I did this way. Great. I think I've kind of forgot to get screenshots there towards the end, but I think probably good with the screenshots. Yeah, okay. All right, well, I think, like I said, I'm going to make this a short episode. We're about 45 minutes in right now, and I am feeling a little tired. So let's go see if we can bother somebody else on the Live Coders team. And I'm surprised. I could have sworn C# Fritz says he was going to be on today. Maybe he's in Visual Studio channel today, the official Visual Studio channel, which is not part of the the Live Coders team. One of the rules is you got to be not a brand, but a real person. So Visual Studio couldn't be in this team. All right, well, let's see what other team members are up to. So we got Raimu making a unit test framework for Lua. That's pretty wild. He's got some pretty wild looking like supervillain facial hair. That's pretty cool. Zeratar, looks like he is maybe AFK or something. Oh, thank you very much, Coral. Appreciate those notes. Honest Dan Games. I think we rated him before. Yeah, the dog. That's crazy. Albericod. Looks like not English. Totally fine. But I'm not going to do that one. Code Rushed. Oh, Code Rush just went away. All right, so I'm thinking Raimu 8354. So I don't know if anyone's actually in here, but I'm going to go ahead and rate him anyway. 8354 Raimu. So thank you very much for joining me, and if you're interested in going over checking out this Lua unit test framework, just go be nice, and if you're a subscriber, hit some of those subscriber emojis, and I will see you over there. Thank you very much for joining me today. Everybody have a good one.